Hello there! Welcome back to Purple Hippo. It's great to know that you guys visit our channel from time to time. We work tirelessly to create videos for all of you to enjoy, and today is no different. On that note, have you had a hard time understanding what some of the common phrases which are thrown around these days actually mean? With the recent US presidential elections, we have these terms thrown around frequently. If you're someone who's looking to find out what liberal is, stay tuned because that is the topic of today's conversation. There are two political parties in the US, the Liberals and the Conservative. The Liberals fall under the umbrella of Democrats, whereas Conservatives fall under the umbrella of Republicans. This creates a clear divide in the government as both parties have opposing viewpoints. These reflect through their ideologies and policies, which they implement. Having said that, what exactly are those ideologies? What do they entail? What thoughts do these people actually think? All these burning questions will be answered by the end of this video. So stay tuned until the end to gain a comprehensive idea of what liberalism really is. Liberals belong to a school of thought who focuses on humanism and the right to choose. Liberals don't want to be restricted by any sanctions which could hold them back. They believe in liberty and justice for all the people on earth. If you remember in grade school when we were learning about democracy, we learned the phrase, "from the people, for the people, and by the people." This phrase perfectly sums up the ideologies which a liberal Democrat may harbor. Liberals and Democrats are basically the same things, though the political party does not fully represent the views of liberals. It is the one which is representing the general opinion on a national front. The Democrats act as a voice for all liberals in the country. Whether they are doing a good job or not is debatable. The liberal school of thought often cites John Locke as the father of the ideology, a man who preached religious tolerance amongst his followers. In the 1600s, he laid the groundwork for the liberal school of thought, which we practice even today. He came to be known as one of the most famous philosophers in history. He went on to influence some of the most prominent philosophers in history even after his death. Freedom of religion. Liberals believe that people should be free to practice their faith in whatever way they want. In the past, discrimination arose when people of certain faith would practice amongst people of another faith. The liberals of the modern world rejected such thoughts and would instead promote a sense of harmony, then fight amongst each other about whose religion is right. Freedom for each to practice their own faith is a significant pillar in the liberal ideology. A sense of non-judgment is basically the driving force behind liberalism. Leave to do is a phrase which the liberals live by. If someone of a different faith wants to practice their religion, let them. Freedom of choice. Liberals don't like to be restricted. They don't like to have their rights taken away and sanctions imposed on them. They believe in freedom of choice to do whatever they want as long as they don't cause any harm to themselves or society. The freedom to be governed by your own thoughts and actions is the major driving force behind the liberal ideology. This freedom of choice is reflected in their political and social opinions. One of the primary examples is their stance on the pro-life versus pro-choice movement. Judging by what we have told you thus far, take a guess what side of the fence the liberals are on when it comes to this debate. That's right, they are most undoubtedly pro-choice. Free speech. The liberals believe in speaking their minds on whatever topic they choose. This is related to social issues and political issues. The right to free speech is one which resonates fairly well with the liberals. People have the right to their opinions and voicing their opinions as they please, as long as it isn't hate speech or against the law. The liberals frequently practice free speech whenever they can. However, you don't particularly need the same platform to voice your own opinions. No to racism. One thing which the liberals cannot stand is racism. They have zero tolerance policy to people who think they are better than others because of their race. Whether it's religion or skin tone, liberals believe that no person is better than another simply because they belong to a different race. This is one of the major bones of contentions which they have with the conservatives. Not all, but some conservatives view themselves as better than others because they are superior and have superior genetics. The liberals completely discredit that thought and refuse to have anything to do with this kind of racism. Opinions on gender. In recent times, the feministic school of thought has fought tirelessly to change the views which men have of women. They have worked to bring women to an equal position in society which a man has. Traditional thought suggests that women cannot and should not equate themselves to the position of a man. It comes as to no surprise that the liberal school of thought mainly governs the feminist. The liberals believe that there should be absolutely no discrimination based on gender in any way. This is why they are working tirelessly in order to change some of the deep-rooted opinions which have existed in our society for decades. Some of the greatest thinkers and writers in history have been liberals. The Age of Enlightenment referred to the ability to think for yourself. Whether this meant abstract thinking or artistic, the basic freedom behind the thought was what was important. Throughout history, we see men trying to break free from tradition and try to align themselves with something new, something free from what they already knew. There is no denying that previous centuries were full of discrimination, determinism, and racism. You can see why people wanted to think outside the box and change the way society operated. People gave their lives for the cause of liberalism. Yet today, in the 21st century, we see major changes being made. We saw the rise of feminism in our time. We saw Martin Luther King Jr. change the thoughts which people had held on to for centuries about race. Modern industrial society has given us the ability to change the way the world is run. The media plays a major role in bringing change. Though we as a channel do not wish to disclose which side of the fence we lie on, we would just like to state that we are in no way in favor of discrimination or any kind towards anyone, be it race, religion, or gender. Everyone is equal. And that is something we have to credit the liberal school of thought for, giving us the chance to voice our opinions and change the status quo when it is blatantly wrong in some aspects. Now we have come to the end of our video. We hope that you enjoyed this topic today and that you have learned something about liberalism. We thank you for all your support which you have given to us and hope that you continue to do so in the future as well. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Purple Hippo for more content about different topics. If you have some topics which you would like us to cover, let us know in the comments section below. See you in the next video.